Good morning, boys. How have you been? I hope you are having a wonderful day today and that you're ready to begin working on English today. So today is Tuesday, boys, and today is English. And the worksheet we are going to be working on today is called Floppy Ears. So if you can please take out this reading so we can work on it together. So this is what the worksheet looks like. This is our reading comprehension assignment for today, and it's called Floppy Ears. We have a picture of a puppy on the right hand side and a clothespin. And then we should have our questions on the next page. So for today, before we begin, do not forget to write your name on the top and today's date, which is February 23, 2021. And before we start reading, I want to go over a couple of strategies and just follow along with them. So first, we're going to read our title, which is Floppy Ears, and we're going to try to make inferences on what we think the story is going to be about based on our title. So floppy ears, so we know that usually some dogs have floppy ears, and also because of the pictures we have in this story, we can also give ourselves an idea of what the story will be talking about. So we know that floppy ears, and there's a puppy right here too. So I'm going to predict that the story has to do with a dog. What about the dog? I'm not really sure, but I know that there will be a dog in the story. So now, boys, I'm going to read. I just want you all to follow along. The answers to the questions will be right here. So I will read and you just follow along as I am reading. So let's start. Phil was a basset hound. He had very long ears. His favorite person in the world was Shelley. Shelley was his owner's daughter. She always played with him and gave him treats. Phil's favorite treat was ice water. He liked a nice cool drink after he went outside. He liked a nice cool drink before a nap. He also liked a nice cool drink after he ate. So let's pause here. So here we know they're talking about Phil, and Phil, is he the dog or is he the owner? Yes, good job. Phil is the dog. And who was Phil's favorite person in the world? Yes, Shelley. And can anybody tell me who Shelley was? Yes, Shelley was the owner's daughter. Good job. And then they're just talking about Phil's favorite treat, which was ice water, and when he liked to have his cool water. So let's continue. Phil had a problem. Every time he tried to drink his water, he got his ears wet. Then his wet ears would get water everywhere. It was not a nice feeling. Shelley was a smart girl. She liked to play with Phil and help him. When she saw his wet ears, she started to think. So then here, let's stop again in this paragraph and let's talk about what we just read. So we know that Phil the dog had a problem. And we know that his problem was that when he would drink water, which was his favorite treat in the world, his ears would get inside his water. And then after that, all his since his ears would get in the water, he had water in his ears, and everywhere he would go, he would be dripping water and he would make a mess, and he did not like that. So then Shelly started to think. So what I'm going to predict is that she wants to help him, and she's going to figure out a way how to help Phil drink water without getting his ear wet. Do you guys agree with me, boys? Or do you think that something else is going to happen? What is your inference? Tell me a little bit. You agree that you think that she's going to help him with his ear problem with the water? Yes, I think so too. Let's continue reading so we can find out what happens. How can I fix his ears? They always get wet. She definitely did not want to use scissors to make his ears shorter. That was a scary idea. She would never hurt Phil. Phil's ears were the best thing about him. What could she do? She tried to tape his ears up. The tape wouldn't stick well to his fur. Phil yelled when the tape pulled off his hairs too. Poor Phil. So here we have two ideas that she kind of thought of. So one was that she didn't want to cut off his ears to make it shorter. That's what she liked about him. She thought that to him, that was the best thing about Phil. And she tried to put tape in his ears, right? Did it work? No, it didn't, right? And why didn't it work? Yes, you're correct. The tape wouldn't stick to Phil's hairs. And then it would hurt Phil when you would try to pull off the tape off of him. So that was not really good. That wasn't like the best idea like to do for Phil. So then let's continue reading, see what she came up with. How about a clothespin? She used a clothespin to hold his ears back behind his head. It worked! Phil drank his ice water before his nap, and he didn't get his ears wet. Now he could sleep without wet ears. Shelly was so happy, and Phil was happier. So what did she do after all, boys? What helped Phil not get his ears wet? Yes, good job. She used a clothespin, which is one of the pictures we have here. And did it work? Yes, it did. And Shelly was happy, and Phil was even happier because he did not like to have his ears all wet. Now, boys, I want you to just think of this. Did you see how the title of the story and the two pictures that we have right here are super important to the story? They practically gave us an idea of what it was going to be. And now if you really think about it, they're talking about floppy ears. We know that this is the dog and his floppy ears. And then that they use this clothespin to tie his floppy ears. So we should always pay attention and to the title and the pictures, because they can be giving us a lot of information, boys. So now we are going to the questions. There are 5 questions here. I'm going to do question 1 with you, and you will be doing the rest on your own. So it says on the top, use the information in the story to answer the questions below. So all the answers to these questions are based on the story we just read here. If by any chance you do not remember anything, you can come back and reread the story, or you can press stop and just replay the story so I can read it for you. So let's go with question number 1. What is Phil? So is A, Phil is a dog, B, Phil is a cat, C, Phil is a monkey, or D, Phil is a turtle? Yes, boys and girls. Yes. Phil is a dog. Good job. Now you are going to do the rest on your own. I will read each question to you and its answers, but you will be answering them by yourself. Question number 2. What is Shelly? A, Shelly is a cat. B, Shelly is a boy.
Teachers, at this time, please dismiss bus 1. Teachers, please dismiss bus 1.
C, Shelly is a girl. Or D, Shelly is a puppy. Question number 3. What is Phil's favorite treat? A, bacon. B, cat food. C, candy. Or D, ice water. Question number 4. What does Shelly try to help Phil? A, she tries to tie his ears in a knot. B, she tries to make his ears shorter. C, she tries to pin his ears back with a clothespin. Or D, she tries to sell her dog. And number 5. Did Shelly help Phil? A, yes. B, no. If you have any questions on any of these problems, boys, please feel free to reach out to me. I am always here to help. If not, once you are done, please do not forget to submit your assignment to Teams. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we will see you here tomorrow, Wednesday, so we can work on either humanities or science. Bye, boys.
Teachers, at this time, please